Hear ye, former trashy reality show star has some advice for women.
Ashley Marraro isn't married and doesn't have kids, and she has a message for women just like her. You can still have it all. I love my life and feel very fulfilled. The 43-year-old feels a deep sense of satisfaction from her job as a sales representative for a maker of medical devices, which brings her into contact with patients, and she relishes all of the lifestyle and financial freedoms that come with being a single, child-free woman in a well-paying job. Enjoys an enviable degree of financial independence. The West Village resident owns her own apartment. She bought in 2019 for around $900,000 and then renovated. And in June, she closed on a summer home in New Jersey's Long Beach Island.
She sounds cool.
Ashley figures she's taken 10 trips in the last 12 months and often friends with a large group of about 25 people who are largely unmarried and don't have children. Those trips at 43 sound like they suck. I do not want to go on that trip.
Oh, those trips sound like they suck? Yeah, well, good thing you're not invited. I love how succeeding in capitalism is suddenly bad once you have enough women doing it. Funny how that works, huh?
Going back against past disadvantages that women have had is not making women's lives any better.
It's not up to you to decide what is in women's best interest. That's up to women.
The workplace now, women are crushing it. It's a brain-based economy rather than a brawn-based economy.
Yeah, we adapted to the economy. You mad? These skills that are now more valuable in the workplace, team building, cooperation, things like that, we're better at that. Not because it's in our nature. No, that's how we were socialized. We were socialized to be good at those things to make us better caregivers for you. You're just mad that we're the only one that's benefiting from those skills, when the beneficiary is supposed to be you.
This kind of hedonistic life of going on lots of trips, having very atomized type of sex, singlehood will be on the rise. You won't get attached to any one person. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Own nothing? That woman has 2 houses. She has an apartment in the West Village that she owns and a beach house. She owns some stuff, some pretty valuable stuff.
Why do you think this male default has come about? Because it's something that I've noticed as well. The typically masculine traits are the ones that would have been held by men: the conscientiousness, the disagreeability, the casual sex, the ability to move on and not really catch feels and not be emotional, to focus on possessions and drive fast cars. What is it that's causing that to be imbibed by women and also pushed to them by culture?
Nothing in that article he read said anything about casual sex, about buying a fast car, catching feelings. None of that was mentioned. I love how they just can never fathom that these were deliberate decisions that we made. This video is about a year old, and now mainstream content creators are starting to sound just like these misogynistic a-holes.
Like the child of the Christian parents that moves out and immediately gets a nose piercing and a bunch of tattoos and swings back the other way. Okay.
He just compared financially independent women to rebellious children.
Single women without kids had an average of $65,000 in wealth in 2019 compared with $57,000 for single child-free men. For single mothers, the figure was only $7,000. Parenthood was losing its appeal even before COVID-19. US birth rates have been falling for the past 30 years. Some women opting not to have kids are enjoying an enviable degree of financial freedom.
Single women are richer than mothers because this economy and the way that it's structured makes it nearly impossible for you to build a stable, lucrative career and be a mother at the same time.
People who are single and child-free pay more in taxes. And housing is a lot harder to afford on one income than two, especially with home prices and rents at record high and mortgage rates on the rise. So that's the problem that Bloomberg can find with potentially going to your grave with no one else that's part of your genetic kin there to see you, is the fact that you're going to pay more in taxes and housing is more difficult to afford.
Yeah, we don't care. That whole genetic legacy thing, that's your thing, not ours.
I was glad that she did at least highlight the idea of buying a house on a single income, because that's something I always highlight for incels, that's a double whammy kind of circular punishment. It's hard to get a house if you're a single man on one income, and a lot of incels are on lower income or no income at all, you almost need to be part of a dual earning household to get a mortgage. So without the house, you can't get the girlfriend. Without the girlfriend, you can't get the house.
So now a second source confirms this. Men are just making money and buying houses to get women, and for no other reason. Interesting. I think this is part of the disconnect with them, because if we're not doing what we're doing for them, they can't understand why we're doing it, because the only reason they do these things is to get a woman to live in their house so they can exploit their labor. So it's like women are making money and they're not exploiting anybody in their home. Well, then what's the point? By the way, the host of this podcast, he doesn't have kids. I don't even think he's married. I love how these men rattle on about what women should be doing. Oh, we should get married. We should have kids. That's fulfilling. And what is he, like 40? And he's single and childless? Mind your business, dude.
It really does rile me up, man. The fact that women who choose to be mothers are being seen as second-class rubes that have been, I don't know, gazumped into taking a role that was just some ancestral old version of what womanhood was supposed to be.
Oh, mothers are second-class citizens, in the US at least. And forcing a woman to become a second-class citizen when she chooses to be a mother, yeah, that should be demonized. But it's not the motherhood itself we're demonizing. It's the system that harms mothers that we're demonizing.
Chelsea Handler, I don't know whether you've seen the videos that she's been putting out, the trending online. There's a video of like what it's like to be a woman in her 50s who doesn't have a family. She talks about how she's going to get on Raya, find a guy for tonight, smoke weed, masturbate, fall back asleep, fly to Paris, buy a croissant. And I'm like, is this really the fucking future that most women aspire to have?
Masturbation and croissants.
Yeah.
Masturbation and croissants sounds great to me.
Why do you think this male default has come about? Because it's something that I've noticed as well. The typically masculine traits are the ones that would have been held by men: the conscientiousness, the disagreeability, the casual sex, the ability to move on and not really catch feels and not be emotional, to focus on possessions and drive fast cars.
We have no issue with men doing these things also. We have an issue with men doing these things, buying expensive cars, gallivanting all over the world, and leaving us at home to take care of their children. Once you have the children, you can't live the single, exciting life. But these women who are living the single, exciting life, they don't have kids. It's just that men continue oftentimes to live as though they don't have children because they know that their wife will handle all of that. So their lives don't have to change when the kids come along. Ours are completely destroyed. Theirs go on as if nothing happened, and they get an increase in pay.
Nothing I hate more than the idea of a woman who doesn't have the independence herself to be able to walk away. And I've seen the utter destruction of lives where women don't have enough financial independence or the ability to continue with a job or a business. And so that man has something he's holding over her the whole time. And it is the mandate for abuse. I know if I had a daughter, I would want her to never be in a position where she needed a man financially, where she was always going to be okay on her own, because that's power. Past that point, that's when you have to start getting really honest with yourself and saying, do I need more?
Women, it's okay to get power, but not too much. Let me reiterate again. Neither of these guys have kids. And they're clearly in their 30s or 40s, the age that they say we're past our prime, at our fertility end, hit the wall, whatever. Neither of them have kids. Where are your kids, Chris? This was horrible because it was just like incredibly condescending. But I've seen content that is, preaching a similar message, but it's much nastier than this. So brace yourself, ladies, because they're only going to get more horrible from here.